Hey, everybody. Welcome. Peter and Jared here. Maybe we'll give the room a few minutes to join. Super excited to be here. Jared, how's things on your end?
Things are hot and humid in Tampa. But yeah, tried to go on a walk this morning and I felt like I was swimming. So cut it short. Cut it short. Doing good. Excited to do this with y'all though. Excited to have this integration live and be able to serve several mutual customers that we have and really be able to bring this to the market and hopefully benefit many others. So glad that we're doing this. Thank you for being so willing and easy to work with.
Yeah, no, thank you guys. It's been a long time coming. Been watching the development of LMPM for a couple of years now and super excited to be partnered.
Absolutely. How about this photo we got up here?
I
That place is
know.
cool.
I know. I'm ready to jump into that pool myself.
Now, do you actually know where it's at?
I don't.
Me neither.
If I had to guess, I would say maybe somewhere in California, maybe like not Palm Springs, but maybe Central Coast somewhere. What do you think?
I can definitely see somewhere out west for that one, for sure.
Yeah.
Got that modern sort of Cali, Arizona, something out there, Lake Tahoe, something
Yeah.
like that kind of vibe.
I was thinking Arizona too, but it doesn't seem deserty enough.
See, but what do we really know about it? Like Arizona probably has places that doesn't look like a desert, I don't really know.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think of a desert, but like I don't really have any clue.
Yeah.
All right. Do you know how we looking on attendees?
Yeah, it's looking pretty good. So maybe we'll kick things off. Welcome everybody to the LMPM and Breezeway webinar. My name is Peter Andruszkiewicz. That's a Polish last name. It's 14 letters from A to Z. So I usually just go by Peter A to keep it easy. But as I mentioned, I'm super excited to be here today to talk to you about the newly launched partnership between Breezeway and LMPM. By way of quick background, I've been running partnerships and strategy here at Breezeway for the last 2 years, but I've been operating on the technology side of vacation rentals for close to a decade. I joined Airbnb in 2014 when the founders wanted to test whether or not vacation rentals would book on the platform. I know it sounds crazy to say that now, but at the time, the marketplace was mainly comprised of shared inventory in urban destinations, and we really didn't know if whole home rentals in leisure markets would book on the platform. We quickly learned that yes, there was appetite for these types of accommodations, but the key to building supply on the marketplace was integrating with property management systems like LMPM. You can go to the next one, Jared.
Oh.
From working with the largest operators on Airbnb's platform, I started to notice a trend in the data and came up with a really simple realization. It's incredibly difficult to deliver consistent, high-quality guest experiences. Although this is a really simple statement, when you start to unpack it, it's pretty powerful. As you think about what goes on in the life of a property manager, it's really not a surprise that some things fall through the cracks. On the one hand, you need to be a really great asset manager for your owners. And this is a task that's easier said than done. You're managing unique assets across a broad geographic area, and each one is owned by a different person with different preferences and levels of emotional attachment to these homes. And that's only half your job. On the other side, you're expected to deliver hotel quality hospitality to travelers who take between 1 and 2 trips per year. So operations software is a new category which has emerged in the last 5 years to make your life easy. Breezeway is the pioneer in the space with industry-leading technology designed specifically for your use case. We digest your property and reservation information from LMPM, allowing you to automate your workflows, improving team communication, and documenting the hard work that's being done in the field. Our software is designed to help you reduce your operating costs and drive ancillary service revenue. Operators who implement Breezeway see a 5x ROI in the first year. The first and most obvious benefit is eliminating the manual work of scheduling your housekeeping and maintenance tasks. As I mentioned before, we'll grab the property data from LMPM daily and reservations update in near real time. You'll work with an account manager to specify the workflows you want to happen based on booking type, reservation scenario, and more. So throw out those old whiteboards and paper notebooks, stop emailing your cleaners to notify them of the upcoming cleanings, and let our technology do that for you. In addition to our operations suite, we also offer a guest messaging platform, which is tightly integrated. This allows you to automate personalized communication to your guests, send out automated messages before, during, and after a guest stay, and send bulk messages to guests who are in-house. Inviting them to local events is one example. But really the power of this tool is a communication channel to keep guests informed about the status of any service issues that they may experience while staying with you. So take a look at our website, www.breezeway.io, to learn more and book a demo. The power of tightly integrated partnerships between PMS and your operations platform will supercharge your business and allow you to compete with hospitality operators who are 10 times your size. I can tell you from the Breezeway side, the LMPM API was a delight to build towards. It's a modern technology stack that allowed our engineers to build a full-featured integration very quickly. With that, Jared, I'm going to turn it over to you to talk a little bit more about the benefits of Lightmaker.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Again, very glad to be partnering with y'all in this endeavor. I think this is our real first sort of large co-marketing push for the year, and we have several more scheduled. But man, we're really excited that Breezeway is the first one for several reasons. Getting a little bit into LMPM and what we do, we like to say that we have 5 core competencies at LMPM. So we know what we do, we know what we're about, and we know other things that we do, not as well, but still great. The first one, however, is revolutionary trust accounting. So with LMPM, you're going to get native trust accounting that updates in real time, automatically, every time a booking comes through, every time you receive payment. We can support multiple tax codes across multiple states, multiple specific use case accounts, which we'd be glad to demo for you at any time. But you use all of these to keep track of your booking revenue and the associated costs. And then you enter those as one clean line monthly into your corporate accounting solution, something like QuickBooks. We really change property managers' lives when it comes to month-end processing. That can happen in 5 to 10 seconds. Our system, it doesn't matter how many times you reprocess it, can do it that fast every single time. It's going to expose any errors that you might have in your accounting through a very clean log, and you can click directly into that booking in order to update it and reconcile it and then close your books. Secondly, we have very powerful trip management. So we make it really easy when someone calls in. Of course, they can do it directly online through the website, which we'll get to in a minute. But let's say somebody calls in and gets one of your reservations on the phone. We make it incredibly easy to filter and add all sorts of qualifications for a trip or multiple trips. And then within a matter of minutes, be able to submit that in real time as a booking option in their inbox. This makes it really efficient for people who are considering multiple different trips, maybe with multiple different groups. to be able to book online with you directly, and obviously increase your revenue and profitability in that way. So our trip management we get a lot of great feedback on that, and I'm going to show that to you here in a minute, and we're going to look at what it looks like just at a glance between the integration between LMPM and Breezeway. Mention the website, however, you get a direct booking website that we designed for you, built on WordPress 5.8. Built on the Gutenberg block technology. What that means for the non-techie people such as myself is you have over 200 integrations you can drag and drop from one column to another that hook up directly to LMPM, so that once we design the website for you, and it's all based on what you want, your colors, your scheme, your nomenclature, all of that, your logos, obviously. But from that point forward, you can edit it to your heart's content, and you can change it and take ownership of your website, not have to pay somebody to do that for you. Make it really easy with LMPM to have a modern, beautiful, fast website that is tried and true for converting clicks and travelers into sales. Part of the reason we can do that is because of our tech stack. So we are built on a very modern platform. We use modern technology. We like to say that we're built for the next 30 years of the industry, not the last 20 years. Our entire application is mobile. So it adjusts to your phone, it adjusts to a tablet, it adjusts to your desktop. This makes it real easy for people who wear multiple hats, have to go into the field. They can take their work and their booking and reservation capabilities with them. And everything is in the same place. All the settings are in the same place because the entire application is mobile. So you don't have to relearn something from desktop to app. Rather, the entire thing is mobile, so it looks the same. It's just adjusted for your screen. We have a very fast, modern system. We use WebSocket technology. It's the same thing that Xbox uses for live gaming, for example, to power real-time updates. You don't have to refresh. You don't have to save in our system. And there's all sorts of other benefits with our tech stack, which we would love to tell you about another time. But it really is next generation property management software. And then lastly, we like to say that we have legendary customer service. So you see, look at all those beautiful faces over there. We got Adrian, Sean, Park Brady, Matt, and Clint, the whole crew. They're probably, that was Verma International last year. So you can get a hold of us through intercom, support tickets, email. We have standing meetings with customers as a group to learn on the system. When you onboard with us, you're going to get 6 to 8 weeks of recorded training, English as a first language in your time zone, to build out the system the way that your business runs. And then once you go live, you're also going to get 3 months of month-end support, accounting support from us. We're very accessible, and that's in our DNA. It's incredibly important for us to be able to serve you well. So just kind of taking a step back, and then we'll look at our dashboard. We'll look at a live shot of LMPM and Breezeway here in just a minute. If you think about combining the best of both worlds that LMPM and Breezeway has to offer, and you look at it like a pyramid, at the base of your pyramid, which is important if you're going to build up from there, is payments and reservations. If you don't have bookings, if you don't have guests coming in, you don't have a business. We make that super easy through the website, through our trip management. The next layer is accounting. If you can't account for the revenue that's coming in, pay your taxes properly, pay your owners on time and quickly every month, reconcile your books, you also don't have a business. We take care of these core functionalities with your business. And from there, we're really excited for the integration with Breezeway, because as you get into the cooler parts of the pyramid, the stuff everyone likes to look at, the top, and the inside and the neat stuff, you have operations management. We have a work order system with LMPM. It's not as robust. It's not as complete. It's not as detailed as Breezeway. Breezeway is an excellent partner in that, and they help make your operations team efficient, fast, be able to communicate really well in real time, and take care of these units so they look great and they have everything they're supposed to for guests that are coming in. And then guest communications. everyone knows about Breezeway, and Peter talked about it a little bit. Their messaging system, how tight that is, how easy it is to navigate and use and communicate with guests. And so between the two of us, you really have the best of both worlds, and really the entire base of your operations covered from top to bottom. So I forgot to mention this earlier. This is a good spot to mention it. If you have any questions, please put them in the Q&A or in the chat, and we'll get to those after we just show you these systems for a quick minute. So I'm gonna just kind of mention that so that you know that that's there. And then let me come over here and show you our demo account with LMPM. And Peter, I trust that you can see that fine on your screen. Okay, cool. Yeah, I couldn't hear you, but I saw the words okay. I'm now a lip reader. So when you log into LMPM, this is what your dashboard is going to look like. Would love to show you around. There's all kinds of cool stuff I could show you, but for now, keeping it short and sweet today. You're going to have your 5 major sort of base of operations throughout the day, the things that you need to stay on top of to make sure that your business is running smooth and efficiently. So over here, you can see that we have 0 new bookings for today. The system is smart, so it knows that it's me. These are bookings that I made. But if we click up here into our property grid, you'll notice that you can see all the bookings that are current and future. And there's a lot that I could share with you there. You got all our properties on the left. You could filter all of these when somebody calls in, all kinds of different ways. For today, let me just book a real simple one. And we did one right before this call just to test it, 88 Hong Kong. So we'll use that for the demo, but I'll go ahead and book one up here on one demo street. And I can, just from the grid right here, I can start a new trip. With LMPM, we make it really easy. Anytime, if you need to navigate away, let's say a guest calls in, they're giving you all kinds of different things they want to look at, places they want to stay. We always have your active trip right up here for you to click into. You can navigate away to look at multiple different options for them. Of course, you can filter them all here, but let's just say you had to check something and then you come back to it. So you click into your active trip here, and I'll add myself as a guest. By the way, I wish I could have went on vacation and stayed at as many places that I have booked in here, but that's for some time in the future. So I'm the guest here. I can click into option A, and I can go ahead and select to book it. Now, from here, from the previous screen, you can add all sorts of products with LMPM, golf carts, massages, whoever you're partnering with in your market. You can add all those. You can change the fees. You can adjust them. You can give discounts, all just from this screen, from this trip right here. But for now, we'll just go ahead and hit submit booking, and you'll probably hear several little emails come through. So you can see, there you go. There they were. So you can see that booking has come through in real time. And so I can actually, I won't show you too much, but you got all these emails right here confirming that trip, showing the rental agreement, etc. From there, I could click in and do multiple things, but I'm going to kick it over to Peter to kind of show you what it looks like. So that's all been confirmed, and those confirmation emails have come through. So again, just that fast. But I'm gonna kick it over to Peter to show you what Breezeway looks like once a reservation comes through the system.
Great. Thanks, Chair. Let me just figure out how to share my screen here. Oh, there we go. Nice. Yeah, and what I'm going to show you on the Breezeway side is a view of our dashboard. And this is really where the operations manager at a property management company will sort of live and breathe on a day-to-day basis. A few things to highlight here. This is going to give you a view at all of the tasks that need to be completed over the course of a given day. So again, you'll specify to us, what exactly needs to happen, and then we'll show you a view of how you're doing throughout the course of the day. So you can see today on the schedule, we just have 2 cleaning jobs. I completed one earlier, that's noted here by the color of the task at the property. And then I have 2 inspection jobs, which are still on the schedule and haven't started yet. The cool part about this dashboard is the filters. Similar to LMPM, we offer a number of different ways to slice and dice your portfolio. So whether it makes sense to group them based on geography or building or type, you have a lot of different options, as you're customizing these savable views for your operations managers to understand what's going on in the field. One other really interesting feature about the operations dashboard here is as your housekeeping and maintenance staff are in the field completing these tasks, we will actually tag them using the GPS from their phone. And this is helpful, in the event of a property emergency where you needed to dispatch someone into the field. You'll have a real-time look at where people are and could send somebody out in the event of, a water damage or something to that effect. So again, there's a whole lot of features and functionality baked into the software, and we definitely don't have time on today's webinar to go into all of it. But I did want to just show you a quick flyout here of an actual task that I completed earlier in Breezeway. So again, all of this is, totally customizable and controlled, by you, the property manager. But for each one of the different booking scenarios that you want to control for, will allow you to create, as many different task templates as you need, so that when the housekeeping or maintenance staff gets to the property, they have a really clear understanding of what the expectations are and how to complete the task to your satisfaction. So for the bookings, Jared mentioned all of this stuff here. The properties go across the right, comes over from your LMPM integrate instance. And as you complete tasks in the field, the property profiles become richer and richer over time. And so if you wanted to influence an owner, to invest in that new water heater that they've been putting off for a year too long, you'll be able to come in and really be able to quickly document, what's happened in the field, and the fact that you've sent somebody out there 5 times to fix a water heater, and they'd be way better off just replacing it rather than continuing to invest in one-off fixes. So yeah, this is a high-level view at sort of how the integration works. Again, we get the homes daily from LMPM and the reservations hourly. You'll set up everything in Breezeway so that it all ends up automated, and your job as a manager then becomes, make sure things are running smoothly, enable that team communication, directly via the mobile apps, and get everything out of, Slack and email and your text messages. So with that, maybe we'll jump into the Q&A.
Yeah, Peter, we got a few. I've been monitoring it over here. You want me to throw some of these at you?
Yeah, sure.
All right, cool. So first of all, thanks, Hannah Nelson. Very active on the Q&A. Loving that. Let me start in the chat real quick. Ashton asked, as an LMPM client, how long does it take to integrate with Breezeway?
Yeah, great question, Ashton. So our account manager, excuse me, word salad. Our account management team is really well versed in, helping property managers unleash the full power of Breezeway. Implementation can be more or less complex depending on the size of your portfolio and your operations. But on average, it takes property managers about 2 weeks to implement Breezeway.
Okay, awesome. Then we've got a few questions from Hannah. So first of all, how do guests get access to the Breezeway messaging? Do they have to download the Breezeway app, or do you have an SDK that we can use in our own app?
Great question. Yeah. So what we found from, working with thousands of property management companies around the world is that guests actually don't want an app to communicate with property managers. They prefer to use SMS. And that's where the power of the integration with LMPM comes into play, because we'll get the guest phone number via the integration, and then using our messaging platform, you as a property manager, tell us what messages go out as a part of their reservation. And so, 2 days before arrival, for example, you can send a nice welcome message with instructions on how to access their property and a lockbox code as an example. But then because that text message has been sent, you have this open two-way communication channel, allowing the guests to ask you questions about activities, report any issues in the field, or just, say how great of a property manager you are. So no app required.
Next question, I can answer this one. Has the integration already gone live? Yes, that's an easy one. Hannah, you can reach out to us from our side, and we can walk you through that pretty easily. Or if you're a Breezeway customer looking for a new PMS, then obviously holler at your team there, and they can kind of refer you over, and we'll help get you started. Says we would love to access the GPS tracking via API. We are interested in adding that to our products. Is there something about that you want to speak to, Peter?
Yeah. It's an interesting question, Hannah. I'm happy to follow up after the webinar. We do have task webhooks that, you can use to implement and integrate in third-party applications. Off the top of my head, I don't know if GPS location is included, but happy to follow up after the webinar.
Do the labor hours and costs get documented in Breezeway, or that are documented in Breezeway, get converted into ledger items in LMPM, or does that have to be done manually?
Yeah, great question. For now, the easiest way to do that is run a report of your task completed and enter that into LMPM. But one integration improvement that we do have on the roadmap is to push tasks from Breezeway back into LMPM. So it's on our radar.
Yep. And then this last one, what is Breezeway's pricing model? I don't know if that's something you speak to now, or if they would want to reach out to you.
Yeah. Feel free to reach out and book a demo. In general, the pricing model is really simple. We charge a flat fee per property per month, but the pricing depends on the size of your portfolio. So book a demo, and happy to go into more detail.
Well, hey, we're coming right up on the 30 minutes. We're about to nail this thing right on the money. Anyone have any other questions for us before we log off here in just a minute or two? If so, put them in there. If not, Peter, you got any parting words of wisdom? It's I don't know if you're paying attention, but Dubs and Warriors and Celtics are playing 6 tonight. You got any betting props? Anything you want to send out to the people? Make it rich quick. Nothing.
My word of wisdom was going to be, stay cool in Tampa, Jared. But yeah, I'd love to see. I'm from the East Coast originally, from the Boston area, so I'm rooting for the Celtics tonight. Let's take it to Game 7.
All right, I'm rooting for the Dubs, so we'll see how it goes.
All right.
Hey, we'll send out some communication after this. Obviously, thank you everybody that's on this webinar with us. We'll send out some communication where Peter and I are both very easily accessible. If you'd like to see a demo or further the conversation at all, very available for everybody. And we appreciate everyone's time today. Did you stop recording?